Well, for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, the main word is disappointment. So many teams with expectations to the roof, even that of a Super Bowl, were just crushed this weekend. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars were not one of those teams, but they still put up a very decent fight in Arrowhead. But first, this video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. So Underdog is a fantasy football-based app where you can choose different games, such as their very popular best ball format, and choose different players and enter a draft. And they also feature my favorite contest, the Pick'em entry style, where you can choose a different player and select higher or lower. And even the other day I was able to claim an NHL and NBA Pick'em entry, and you can make your own Pick'em entries during the NFL playoffs. And also, if you win your Pick'em entry like I did there, you can multiply your money up to 20 times the amount that you put in. And when you sign up with Underdog, use promo code TubFrog, it'll be in the description and the pinned comments, to get a 100% deposit match on up to $100 if you use the code. Also, you should look at this graph to see if your state qualifies for this app, and chances are it probably does. So once again, use my promo code, and thank you to Underdog Fantasy. With that being said, let's get right into the video. After the Jaguars' first drive, where Trevor Lawrence pretty easily should have thrown an interception on this play, and then the Chiefs went down and scored right away, the game looked like it was going to end on the spot. But for the second week in a row, one of the Raiders' draft busts, Arden Key, sprains Patrick Mahomes' ankle by accident, and will basically limit him for the rest of the playoffs. And it looked like he was at the very least definitely going to be knocked out of this game, as he barely was able to walk to the sideline, and we got Chad Henne warming up. The Henne revenge game was in full effect, but then Mahomes came back, so we never got that. Still though, Chad Henne was able to take the Chiefs 98 yards and scored a touchdown, and Trevor Lawrence was never able to dig his way out of the hole. But I gotta give it to Doug Peterson. He coached a pretty flawless game. The only problem was the Chiefs just had more talent at every single position. So Jacksonville, it was a great year. You could not have asked for a better first round playoff matchup with the Chargers, and you know, you had fun. That's all that matters. You got a franchise quarterback, a franchise coach probably, and a bunch of young guys to build around on defense. So, what more could you really ask for? You're probably going to be good for the next 10 years. Probably. Giants. Giants. Everyone had low expectations for you, but wow. I was almost 100% sure that Brian Daboll could keep a Pop Warner 6th grade team close with any NFL team, but I was so wrong. The game was basically over by the second quarter, and the Eagles just came out, slammed their meat on the table, and said, I am going to run the ball down your throat. Stop it. So this Eagles team has just had a roller coaster of a season so far. They started off as the best team of all time, and then went to complete frauds, and now here we are again. So we'll see how it goes from here, Philly. And similar to the Jaguars, for the Giants, it was a great season. This season is a complete success, and now you have a ton of moves to make during free agency. Brian Daboll is the clear captain of this organization for the next 3 years at the very least, and with Saquon and Daniel Jones on the market, you really have two directions you could take this franchise in. The players seem to just rally around Daboll, and you have a culture built, so you have a chance to continue to get better or blow it up. We'll see what you do. So, before this game, I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited to see Bills-Chiefs Part 3 in the AFC Championship game. But I wouldn't have been upset if the Bengals won, but this was pathetic. Multiple years of pouting after the game saying we'll be back led up to this, a home game where the Bengals kicked the living crap out of you on your home turf. I mean, I do have to hand it to the Bengals though. They just dominated the Bills on every single level. I can't think of one mistake that was made by the coaching staff or the players all game long. Burrow was locked in from the get-go, just diming up everyone, and the run game was consistent when they went to it. And the way more impressive side, my God, the Bills scored 10 points. Incredible job by the Bengals defense. They sent so many different blitz schemes at them, and Josh Allen really just had no idea what to expect next, and had him completely flustered for the whole day. Josh Allen, flustered. I mean, these losses should have been strengthening the Bills over the last couple of years, but they just keep losing. And an even scarier thought, there's a chance that we might just see Chiefs-Bengals in the AFC Championship game for the next 7 years. Regardless, the Bengals continue their revenge quest to prove that they didn't have a Mickey Mouse Super Bowl appearance. And the Bills have failure. Now, obviously, the Bills walked into this AFC Divisional game with blood wounds everywhere and guts leaking out onto the floor. They've been more wounded than any team this season mentally and physically. I still do firmly believe a fully healthy Bills team is the best in the NFL, but, you know, injuries are just a part of the game, so better luck next year, Buffalo, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. So, obviously, the Niners were heavily favored in this game, but it's the way that the Cowboys lost. The Cowboys defense played perfectly in the first half. The Niners game plan was obviously to limit their mistakes, and they didn't really make any mistakes. They just kind of got field goals, which was okay with both sides. In order to counter this strategy, the Cowboys needed to score touchdowns. And outside of one drive, they didn't come close to accomplishing that goal. Dak Prescott was horrible in the first half, giving away 2 free opportunities of points, and the Niners took advantage. That's what good teams do. They just don't make mistakes and they punish you for yours. But even with the mistakes from the Cowboys, they were in it because finally the Niners special teams let up and Ray McCloud gave the Cowboys life. And field goal. Okay, well, at least Money Maher's making the field goals now, I guess. To me, as cliche as it sounds, this actually was a Dak Prescott legacy game, and the man blew it. He just blew it. Dak Prescott got the ball back in the second half and had a chance to take command of the game and lead his team down the field. And no touchdown. Okay, that's fine. He gets another shot. He gets the ball back and no touchdown again. Okay, a third time. Dak, you have a third chance to try and make something of your career. And no touchdown yet again. Alright, fine, I give up. Let's just sacrifice Zeke now. So this sets up a very interesting NFC Championship game between two teams who dominate the ball fully using the run. So we'll see who comes out on top. As for the Cowboys, I don't know what to do from here. You are stuck in football purgatory. You're not good enough to win a Super Bowl, nor are you bad enough and you have the young assets, so you can't completely bottom out. I would say get rid of Dak, but he's better than pretty much every quarterback you're going to find on the market, so I guess you're just going to have to accept mediocrity for the next 12 years or so. But those are just my thoughts. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one. And if you like this video, then watch this video right here on every single team's worst season ever. It's pretty good, trust me. Anyways, until next time.